the African Portal Radio TV.
We love to air your opinion.
All right, everyone, welcome to another beautiful hour on the African Portal Radio TV International. I appreciate every single one of you connecting to this broadcast this hour, and it's going to be a great conversation. I have a guest all the way from United States of America. Remember, today is November 5, 2024. Election is going on in America. Good morning in America, and good morning to everyone, no matter the country you have. Good afternoon in Africa. And welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International. It's going to be a smooth conversation as I'm going to welcome my guest into the studio. My guest is one of the great man of our time and also doing well in the United States of America. He's one of the people that we believe that they are doing well. He's a journalist. He's also a broadcaster, publisher, and also a project manager. Oh, please welcome the great man of our time. Mr. Balogun is already live and direct on the African Portal. Please join me, celebrate him. Let's welcome him as we talk about what he's doing and also talking about the election in America. That will be what will be getting, what will be getting momentum on our space this hour. This conversation is very important. Why? Because America is in the labor now. In the next few hours, we're going to know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl. So watch out. Let's do it together. Welcome the great man of our time, the great voice in America, doing so well in our space. And I celebrate you, sir. I really appreciate you. For coming out to a part of this conversation. Good morning and welcome to the African Portal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to us having a fantastic discussion. And keep up the good work. You're doing very, very well. Yeah. And to all our listeners all over the world, welcome. And I hope we all have a fantastic day.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you joining us. You are waking up to a new day and it's election day in America. Yes, let's talk about that. How do you feel about it? What is happening in your area where you are right now?
Well, today I'm in Houston. So, Houston, as you know, is the red state. And but people have the feeling, based on the polls we're seeing, that a Democratic senatorial candidate can win it because of because of the current candidate, that's Ted Cruz. People are not happy with him because during one of the hurricane, he went on holiday to Cancun, Mexico. So there's a slim chance there. It's not a certainty. Overall, voting has started. I'm sure you know that there are 7 swing states. Those are the states everybody is looking at, there are 50 states in all. So technically speaking, we know the winners of 43. So the permutation we have right now is who is going to win those 7. So already people have voted, by ballot, in person, in most of all those states. So we have an idea of what might ensue. And America don't joke with data, they don't joke with statistics, so there's expectation on likely turnout that in comparison with what happened in 2016, what happened in 2020, and what is expected today. So by and large, it could go either way. It really could go either way, but the pendulum seems to be tilted more maybe towards she because of a likely higher turnout. Now, having said all that, we are all positive. There have been some stories of some skirmishes, but the attorney generals in Pennsylvania, I think Michigan and some other states have said that they're ready if anybody wants to foment trouble. Now, this time around, nobody's going to be caught unawares if there's anything, So in America, they prepare very well for everything. So that's basically it, there's excitement in the land. There's the likelihood of a first female president, a first Black woman president, that's of Jamaican origin and has Indian blood, and is Mr. Trump going to have a second run at it? You understand, and there are a lot of sentiments behind each candidate. There are a lot of issues which is not limited to demography, but has a lot to do with demography and population. There's a lot of sense of entitlement. There are people that are white. They say, "Oh, we own the land." The immigrants are coming to take over everything from us and all that. Some are not happy about it. There are a lot of sentiments, there are religious sentiments, there are people that totally against the LGBTQ thing. You know, as Africans too, we have our sentiments. You know, I know a lot of people that are Republicans at heart that are African, but they just like Mr. Trump. You understand? So, but for Kamala, it's sentiment. You know, the issue of reproduction, abortion. You know, so many issues. Women are turning out. A lot of female Republicans we understand now, are not voting Trump. They are tilting Kamala because they feel that Trump has a low bar on the morality compass. So there's a lot at stake. It's going to be history, whichever way it goes. History will be made because Mr. Trump, if he comes in, has laid out his agenda. And those agendas are really going to slay stereotype also. You know, they have their doctrine book. I've forgotten what they call it, something 2025 that they're going to apply. You know, they want to empower more people. And like people that against Trump have said, when it comes into power this time, is not going to bring in people that will be act like guardrails for him. The General Kelly's, General Mattis of this one there. He's going to bring in people that he can control. You know, he wants to be the Lord of the Manor. I mean, he has visited Putin. He admires the way those ones do it. And to be frank about it, democracy brings a lot of bureaucracy, so it slows decision-making process. You know, so we want to be in a situation whereby, like, okay, arrest that guy and it's done. Lock up that guy and it's done. You know, and he might. I think he's going to do it because if he wins, that means people voted for him based on what he said he would do. So he has an open check to unleash. However, Kamala, on the other hand, you know, has some baggages as based on the impression people have of the Joe Biden era and all that, which I don't think is too bad. American economy is the strongest in the world today. And no matter what Trump says that he cleaned all their mess, there was no mess to be cleaned, really, because he inherited an Obama economy, which was fantastic. I had about 70-something months of straight good job numbers, you know, and when COVID came, you know, of course, Trump bungled it. But Biden has a very major issue. He's old. And it's oratory, he cannot explain himself as well or articulate his point the way it should be. And Kamala, in just about 2 or 3 months, has organized one of the best campaign structure known to man. It's overwhelming. So they both have their strong points. It's going to be a very tough day. I do think that maybe by 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, we might have a clear idea of who's going to be the next president. It could be earlier. I know, yeah, we'll go into issue of who's going to win all those 7 states later. But the excitement is in here. There are long queues everywhere. And it's not INEC, it's America. So it's going to be pretty fair. You know,
you know what's funny about this is that I like that you mentioned that it's not INEC. All right, a lot of people are joining. Let me firstly thank everyone connecting to this program. Olori Sunday, I'm so excited. Oluwatosi, she's saying a lot of things, and I want to quickly say 1 or 2 things she meant. And those of you joining us, please send your comment through. We really, really want your comment. Let's hear from you as well. She just said something now. She said there is no other way out. She said, Kamala is a goal. So there is no other way. A lot of people are talking about it. Say, let's give woman a chance. She's saying that. And a lot of those comments are coming in, and I'm so excited about it. Say, yes, fire female president. I cannot wait to say congratulations to her. All right. Okay, let's continue sending our comments through. Let's continue hearing from you, those of you out there in America, in England. Let's do it together. So before I engage you, let me firstly send our congratulatory messages to people that is doing well in our society, in our community, and also across the globe. This is Kemi Badinod. We want to send our congratulatory message to her that she's doing a great job in the UK, and we are part of what she's doing. We are so happy for this great achievement. Congratulations, great woman of our time. You know, I put something on the social media a few days ago. No makeup, no earring, very intelligent woman, very focused woman. She knows what she wants, and I know she's very capable for the job. Congratulations. And also to one of the very old, all the way from Colorado. He's doing it, he's making us proud, and I'm so excited about it. Jenny for mayor, and it's already in. And we say congratulations to you. All the way from the African Portal, we congratulate you for the great work you are doing out there, making African proud, raising the banner, making sure that Nigeria is gaining momentum across the globe. We really appreciate the great work you guys are doing out there. Please, everyone across the globe, help me to celebrate these great leaders all the way from Nigeria, Yoruba land, doing well out there in England and also in America. So let's get to the business. Sir, you are a journalist. Now let's look at the Trump agenda. America first, America first, America first. What does this mean? And what is the damage or what's problem may this cause globally?
Well, there are two ways to look at it. Yeah, there's an angle, there's a selfish angle, which one would say is narrow and almost parochial. And there's also the patriotic angle. They both hold water. Now, everybody knows that America is the policeman of the world. You know, for a long time we had a unipolar world. Now China is there and all that. But the world needs America. One of the largest, Committee of Nations group formed, the strongest ever actually, is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which was formed after the Second World War. Now, this is to checkmate the insurgency of powers like Germany, which is now part of NATO, maybe Russia, who also fought during the Second World War on the Allied side. And, this just police the world, which the world really, really needs. Now, what Trump is saying is that that is obsolete, that NATO is obsolete. America should be on their own. America is footing most of the bills for NATO and all that. I don't think, if you are the firstborn in a house, for example, you have to lead by a lot of example, which America is. You cannot go to a meeting and say you are chairman and say, okay, we have to do it this way, we have to do it this way. And then you must be dropping more money for people to want to listen to you. What he's saying, however, is that American, instead of importing stuff from China, from Japan and all that, everything should be made in America. And anything that America anything that will be brought to the United States will be paying a very high tariff, which I think it's narrow-minded also, because at the end of the day, those selling them, whether at the Walmart or Kroger or whatever, will increase the cost of it. So over 300 American economists of repute have said that plan does not really hold water. You understand? Now, the main issue actually, which they are not saying, is the issue of demography. Now, as you know, the Hispanics, they are not a monolith, but you're talking, when you say Hispanic, you're talking people from Mexico, Ecuador, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Cuba, the entire Latin American conclave, minus the Caribbean, then the whole South American conclave, So now, they are not a monolith, because those from Cuba think they are, and Venezuela think they're superior to the other. But the point is that in some years, not too distant future, they might be the largest demography in the United States. You understand? So the white people, not usually the educated white people, maybe people they call redneck, or the indigenous white people who are mostly in the rural area, feel that people are infringing on their land, they're going to take over, maybe they have 1, 2 children, the Latinos have 8, 9, 10 children. So they can see, even in a state like Texas, which is rare, but you can see that there's a growing armada of Mexicans. That's why they're laying emphasis on the border. As people are coming in, people are coming in. So they're taking over. So in not too distant future, the white people in America will not be the majority population, which is the major threat to them. Now, on the other hand, the people say, look, America is an immigrant country, Even all those whites you're talking about, the immigrants, it's the Indians that own the land, People came from Britain to colonize America, The Italians also came by ship. The Greeks came by ship. They all came as refugees. The Germans also, So America has accommodated everybody. And there's actually today no country in the entire world that is not represented in America. You have Taiwanese America, Ghanaians America, Nigerians America, what have you. So his agenda is that, okay, if I come to power, we're going to deal with the immigration issue, reduce the inflow, lock the border up, reduce the inflow of the Mexican, that even immigrants, Nigerians that are already citizens, can have their citizenship revoked. Then there's a law that says if they give back to you in America, you are automatically an American citizen. That's a batterism there. If you remember, Trump challenged Obama on that issue. So he said all that they're going to stop. And they are not hiding it. So for that reason, it's logical that most people of immigrant origin will tilt towards Kamala. Having said that, there are also people in the bigger community that are very, very much against LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, and all that. I mean, so they're just voting Trump because of that, So people have that thing. But it is near impossible for America to say, okay, we're going to do away with immigrants. If you look at the real estate and construction, Mexicans are the one doing all the hard work. In agriculture, the Mexican and Latinos are the one that holds it. So the country cannot do. So most of these things are mostly political rhetoric. You go to the military, a large chunk, a large percentage of those people are immigrants. Scientifically, if you look at it, Jews have been the major inventors. If you look at all the IT companies in India today, in America today, they are led by Indians, from Google to what have you, they're the ones that control it. Now, I don't know if you know, but that population-wide, right? Nigeria, for example, 1 out of every 4 sub-Saharan African is a Nigerian. 1 out of every 6 black persons in the whole world is a Nigerian. Nigeria, however, is the most educated migrating bloc to the United States. Out of the 7 continents in the world, Nigerians are arguably the most educated migrating bloc to about 2 or 3 continents of the world. So we are also well embedded. Nigerians are embedded in the IT industry. As you know, I don't know if you are also aware, out of every 10 black doctors in America, 7 of them are Nigerians. I don't know if you're going to throw out all those doctors. It's just impossible. So a lot of these things are what I call textural rhetoric. Texture, as you know, is the surface quality of an object. So it's just saying it to get to power. But some, I think they will enforce, some, a lot of which they will not enforce. But dividing the country does not make America stronger. You understand what I'm saying? So America needs to be united, which Kamala is also happy on that. We need a united, and a lot of people are actually sick and tired of the division rhetoric, that we are better than it. Now, the clincher actually for the Democrats is that a lot of people also feel that President Trump is under the influence of the Russians. You understand that they're using him as a tool to divide the country, which is also not far-fetched. Whether true or false is not helping that narrative. You understand? It's making it look like...
And there's no clarity to that. You have never come out to put any clarity
to deny it. So, and it tilts so much towards those dictatorships, the North Korean guy, the Chinese guy, it is anti-NATO in all his verbal, in utterances. So at the end of the day, I think that it's a battle for the soul of America. This election is a battle for the soul of America. So whoever wins determines the path America is going. But the truth be told, America can never, and I repeat, can never live in isolation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that analysis. And I thank everyone connecting with us. I cannot be mentioning names now, but keep it up. Please keep sharing it, keep sending it out, increase the number. Let's do it together. It's election day in America. Let's have the conversation. What is your view? Let's have a vote also on this program. Who do you think is going to be the next president of America? Please put your votes on the comment section. Let's see. Possibly, maybe you will guess right. Maybe you will be the one to prophesy what is going to happen in the next hour. All right, let's do that right here, right now. I'm so excited with the turnout, and thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Teresa John, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate your comments out there. Keep it up. Let's do it together. All right, let's quickly look at the background of the two candidates. They were both having this foreign background. You look at Trump, you look at the Kamala and all that. They are both have this background coming from the foreign background. So what does this mean to America? Do you think this may be one of the things that America will be saying, like, oh, the foreigners are taking over, the foreigners are not, we are not having chance in our line? Is there any sentiment like that currently?
Well, number one, almost even all these white people, they're all immigrants. You understand? When you look at it, like you said, Trump has a German background and Scottish background. Well known Germany and Scotland are Europe. You understand? So I think his father is German. I think his mom is Scot. Madam Vice President, some would say President in waiting, Kamala Harris, has a Jamaican father and Indian mother. So look at the two of them. You can't be more immigrants than that. But President Biden has Irish, background. Barack Obama, we know, has Kenyan, Asian blood. And you understand? So almost apart from the Indians, apart from the Indians, who, of course, the Christopher Columbus and the rest that took over the land from them, apart from the Indians, nobody is native. That's the way it is. However, that's not the way the American system works. If you're there, you're citizen, you have a right. Now, no matter what anybody says, it's like they say in Latin, vox populi, vox Dei, voice of the people, voice of God. You understand? You have two people. So the people have to decide. Now, they are both spoken. It's based on their manifesto. One has said anti this, one has said anti that. You showed a picture earlier on of Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch, I don't think was even born in the UK, and she wasn't,
She migrated to UK.
She migrated to UK.
At the age of 16.
At the age of 16, can you imagine? That's what you call first world, and she can be prime minister now. She's in line, but she's the leader of the Conservative Party. The gentleman you showed in Colorado is there, So now that America is purely an immigrant settlement. So anybody saying they are challenged by this is not true. However, I've said it before, there are underlying tones. Average Nigerian comes here because even the black Americans don't like some of the Nigerians because they feel that Nigerians are doing better. Nigerians are rugged, Nigerians are educated, like I said, 7 out of every 10 black doctor is a Nigerian. That's an extraordinary statistics. You understand? I can 70% of all the black doctors. But you see, these guys, they go to school. Imagine someone that went to OSU or UI that they get, migrated here, And you see, it's easier for Africans to do well here. That Kemi, if she was in Nigeria, she'll be a nobody. I'm telling you, So
exactly.
Yeah. So I might actually give you an opportunity to expand your horizon, to develop and it's a merit-based society. I think that's the key thing there. It is a merit-based society. You understand? A lot of us have been involved in things, right? If we're in Africa, you need a note or connection or powerful networking to get those jobs. You understand? Here, we don't know. You apply, they look at you and they call you, you say what you can say, they check you out and you start the job. You understand? That's meritorious. So if you look at Kamala and Trump now, Trump, for example, inherited about 100 million from his dad. He's been bankrupt 6 times. You understand? So that shows that even some of the things he says, I will do economically, I will do it, they're not true. The economy is making so much noise about it. I think he inherited from Obama, so our COVID, of course, messed him up. So we might not be in a position to say whether it was a success or not, but people will judge you based on that, Of course, he gave a lot of tax freedom to the wealthy and all that, but he's saying all that to change. However, if you look at Madam Kamala, the current vice president, now she is the only person in the history of America that's gone through the 3 arms of government. She has been a prosecuting attorney general in California. That means she's been part of the legal and the judicial. She didn't become a judge, but she was in the legal profession, which is an arm of government because she was working for the government. Now, she became a senator. That means that she part of the legislature, In America, you have the upper and the lower house, just like we have in England. So she became a senator representing California. So that means she's been in the judiciary, she's been in the legislature. Now she's the vice president of America and may just be the next president. So she has actually cut across those 3 strata, so which makes her eminently qualified for the position. And I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, everybody has that kind of thing on their CV. Now, if you look at Mr. Trump here, he has the toga of a businessman, but someone that's been bankrupt 6 times, I mean, it's hard to say. But he has his own followership. People like him, is blunt. He says it the way it is. I've met young people that said, this guy talks the way we do. He can curse, he can slander, and he seems to be getting away with everything. He has a very bad record with women, but trust me, I've since realized that there's nothing like negative publicity. You understand? Publicity is publicity. You always have your own. No matter how good you are, there are people that will say you are good, there are people that will say you are bad. You understand? And he has a fantastic followership. So when you talk about CV and resume, yes, Trump has been president before, so he's eminently qualified. Kamala, like I said, has transgressed the 3 arms of government, eminently qualified. It is now left for the people on this day to decide who it will tilt to. So if to look at who is going to win, we'll go into that later. We have to look at it empirically, state by state, especially with the 7 swing states, based on those that voted already and what is to be expected today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I can see that Kamala is gaining momentum on this conversation right here, right now. But remember, this conversation cannot determine what will happen in America. But keep it up. Let's see what we happen. I've never seen anybody supporting Trump here. I think everybody here is Kamala. All right, everyone, please keep sharing it. Increase the number. Join us. Invite somebody. Tell somebody to tell somebody that we are live right here, right now, talking about America election. So let's look at the current reality. Do you think America is ready for a female president?
Oh, they are more than ready. You see, the point is that America has produced a lot of very strong women. You know, the likes of Hillary Clinton, Madeleine Albright, and all that. There's nothing like America is not ready. America is always ready. America is ready. As long as you win the election, they're ready for you. One of the things I was used against Kamala is that she's weak, she can't be president and all that. I don't think so. I think women are actually stronger people. And I'm one of those that even advocate that even in Nigeria, I think we need a female president. Peter Obi said something recently that women don't embezzle like men. Women don't steal like men. They still want the job done. Look at Okonjo Iweala, look at Dora Kilui, look at Obi Okwesili. You know, women still, you know, they have a penchant, they have the soft spot, the family touch. You know, men, they like jollofing, you know, they just squander, you know, that kind of thing. But having said that, I think there's no better time. The mere fact that Hillary was close to it, you know, and the fact was that if you look at qualification, Hillary was eminently qualified. You understand? She was Secretary of State. She has fantastic knowledge of international politics, which is a major prerequisite for being president of America. Now, in the case of Kamala, apart from being the only presidential candidate in history to have been part of the judicial system, the legislative process, and the executive system of government, she has also, as VP, been doing a lot internationally. She is coordinating all the countries coming together to help Ukraine, all the meetings they've been having in Munich, the defense meeting. In fact, she was the last person that had a major meeting with Zelensky before the attack of Russia on Ukraine. She said that Zelensky buttressed that. She actually emboldened him. You know, Zelensky was telling her that they will not attack him. Kamala said, man, get your shit together. They are coming for you. You know, and Zelensky said he got the message from that. So more than ever before, the demography in America is wide. You know, there's no better time. The world is changing. This is 2024. It's unfortunate some part of Africa are not moving in tune with the world. And we've had strong people too. When Margaret Thatcher became prime minister in the UK, it was alleged at that time that she wasn't strong, that she was not a powerful person. Guess what? The Falkland War took place. If you can remember, Argentina versus Britain, and Britain annihilated Argentina. You know what? They started calling her Iron Margaret Thatcher. You understand? No, so Kamala is going to end it because there's a lot of problem in the world. There's a problem with the Chinese, with the Russian, Ukrainian war is there. There's major problem in the Middle East, and she's giving it to Netanyahu already. You know, to give Netanyahu a piece of her mind. The only reason Netanyahu could not lash back her eye, that Netanyahu knew that the woman she was talking to, who was the VP, can be next president of America, which can tilt a lot in the Middle East. So I don't think she's a weakling. And when you look at her in the Senate, when she interviewed people that are now in the Supreme Court, you know, Kavanaugh and Kavanaugh, I can't remember the other guy, you know, she was emphatic. She actually asked the most intrinsic and strategic questions. You understand? So as a lawyer, she has been fantastic, highly emboldened, you know, courageous. As a senator, fantastic. I'll say .com. She has been on top of her game. Now, as a vice president, she wasn't even a lame dog compared to some men that have been VP. She wasn't a lame dog VP. Even though she doesn't have any major constitutional responsibility, it's what has been delegated to her. But she has dissipated that energy of VP positively. So much so that when the president was told to step down for obvious reasons, the president had to nominate her. And the entire party, the entire Democratic Party, you know, swarmed around her, which is a sign of her competence, a sign that they have belief in her. And you know, and look at it, in less than 3 months, she rose to. Look at Trump-Kamala debate. Trump refused to debate again. You know, I was scared that will this woman be able to, and she did a human's job. So I don't think it has to do with America wants a female already or not. It's not about already. She's already a candidate. And the truth is that she has a fantastic chance of being the next president of America. So it's not a matter of whether already. And I'll say it again. I think even in Nigeria needs a female president. So I think America is ready, and there's a good candidate for that. Yeah.
Let's look at this angle. A lot of people are saying that it may be sentiment, but a lot of people are saying that Trump is more stronger than United States of America. I put on my status, Trump look more stronger than United States. He have a lot of cases. There's a lot of attempts to kill him during the campaign and all that. But still, he's still going stronger. He's still getting momentum. A lot of people are still following him. What do you say to that? And what is your view to that as a journalist?
Well, the truth of the matter is that Trump is not the first person that will have been an assassination attempt on his life. President Reagan, a neoconservative president, a Republican president, he was a sitting president when somebody tried to kill him. He almost lost his life, So, and the Republican Party, until Trump came, has always been known as the Reagan Party. You understand? Now, having said that, Trump is not stronger than the United States. In America, justice can be slow. It doesn't mean it will not happen. In some part of the third world, somebody can look at you and okay, let me put it this way. I'm sure you know that in some part of Africa, you can slap a policeman if you're rich. In America, you cannot do that. You understand that kind of thing? Now, they don't. I've seen people that were sentenced to prison who are drug dealers. And they saw them the first time, they had evidence. The second time, the third time, they didn't even touch them. Because they know that if you get to court, it's always going to be hard to prove. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. In America, you need to have him by the balls. Do you understand? Now, in the case of Trump, all the case is already a convicted person, for the record. He's already convicted. And he will be sentenced sometimes this month. In New York, he's been convicted. So those factors there. And the issue of the rape case against one of these popular women, he has also been convicted in that one. So he's not above the law. You understand? People have said, Joe Biden and Attorney General did not do enough, that Trump should not even be running. They should have dealt with it. I think no. I think what Joe Biden and Joe Biden has said that he would never influence the Attorney General. And people don't know that if Trump is over-persecuted, it will even make him more popular. You understand? A lot of these things are self-inflicted. Okay. Today now, it's looking like it will be Kamala because of some useless utterances of Trump, talking bad about Puerto Ricans, talking bad about women. So Trump is someone that is a self-destruct person. So it's always smarter to allow those kind of people destroy themselves. He is bigger than the country. No. If he's bigger than the country, look at the way the campaign is going. His former Vice President, Mike Pence, is not supporting him. His former Chief of Staff has spoken out against him. His former Defense Secretary has spoken against him. In his former cabinet, 95% of them are not supporting him. That doesn't make him bigger than the country. People come out, people have written books against you. You understand? Now, it is also true that the press are not exposing some of his actions as much as they should be. They cannot do because the CNN, the MSNBC, the Fox News of this world, they survive on ratings. You understand? If you are going to give them good numbers, good ratings, they will talk about it. Nobody can ignore Trump in America. That's a fact. But that doesn't make him bigger. He has, as I'm telling you,
so what you are saying is now that Trump is one of the strongest politicians in America.
When you say strong, it's relevant. The most strongest American alive today is Joe Biden because he's a man at the seat of power. You understand? It's just
okay. Now, let's look at it. Let's look at it this angle. Let's now say that Trump now end up become the president. All the allegation, all the cases, is it going to be dropped against him because you say he's convicted, but he's also still running as a president. Now let's say that he become a president. How are they going to deal with him for all the crimes that he have committed?
Fantastic. You see, in American law, there are issues of states and there are cases that are federal. You understand? For example, I know people have said, for example, that even if Kamala wins, that Kamala might pardon him for all the federal crimes, but there are state crimes like the one in New York and all that. You understand? Now, he has been convicted. Now, the judge has given a sentencing date for later in the month. They will make it. They will make a sentence. Now, that will it be a suspended sentence or not? If he wins, we don't know that. I don't know what that will be. That is the prerogative of the judge. cases that are in court, you don't speak about them. You understand? Because it is wrong. It's like infringing on judicial jurisprudence. But having said that, it is clear that America, one of the things Trump has brought to America is that he has brought avenues and situations where the Americans are not naturally used to. It's a different type of politician that they're not used to. So it's what you call unorthodox politician. So now, if he wins, will he still go to jail? I do not know. I cannot answer the question. However, the truth of the matter is that there's a sentencing for him on a case from a state. The president, if it's not him, cannot pardon him on that. It's the state that will do that. I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, I'm not sure, but I don't think that kind of scenario has ever happened in the past. Because America is a country of history. You look at the past, you look at the constitution, what does it say? But Trump has also shown that there are things that's happening to him that didn't happen before. So we don't know. As long as something is in court, we are not at liberty to say what it is. But the dynamism in American law is that it's not just easy to throw somebody in jail like that. You understand? There's freedom of speech, there's freedom of association, there's actually freedom of disassociation also. You understand? So it depends on where you're coming from. But I do think, and I know for a fact, that if he loses today, is politically is finished. And I think the chances that he will go to jail is 98% if he loses. You understand? If he wins, well, I don't know, because at the end of the day, even if they sentence him that he has to go to prison immediately, he can go to the Supreme Court, and we all know, what happens in the Supreme Court.
Okay, you just mentioned now that the chance of him going to jail is 98. How sure are you on that?
No. If he loses, they will sentence him. There's tons and tons of cases. You understand? There are tons and tons of cases. And the dynamics are there. That it's been convicted on so many counts and all that. So there's a sentence just this November. I can't remember the date. It's going to be, So I mean, if he doesn't win the election, that's why you see he also is very hard about the
by
election.
all means.
In the last 3 days, you can see that saying we're going to scatter him, we're going to this, we're going to that. But I do think that if Kamala wins, there's nothing Trump will do. There's nothing he's going to do. It will. You see this country as friendly, as habitable, as coexistible as it might be. It's a country of laws. You jump the traffic light, you think they didn't see you 2 days later or even 6 months later, you just say something on your mail, you have to pay a fine for, they see you. The law might not be as fast as people expect it to be, but they get it done. Now, the caveat today, however, is that the president today is not Trump. It is Joe Biden. So that magic of I'm in charge is not there again. You understand? Now, some people have been scared that by electoral college, will they hand over? No. Then it was Vice President Pence. Now it's Vice President Kamala Harris. You understand? So the levels of power is not even in the hands of Trump in any way or form. Now, based on statistics, based on data, based on polling, it does look like the Democrats will win the House of Representatives. So might have a speaker, Hakeem Jeffrey. You understand? So all those off might not mean anything. He knows. I'm telling you, there's a strong possibility that if he tries anything, they will pick him up. Because he said, look at the way he threatened the former Congresswoman Liz Cheney. If it was me, you or anybody, you'll have been in trouble, that kind of thing. So I don't think there's a lot of noise, but nothing constructive happened. There will be peaceful transition of power. It's a fantastic country. And the institutions are what makes America different. When Trump was supposed to hand over to Biden, despite the January 6th and all that, the institutions stood firm. The FBI, the judiciary, and the transition was smooth. Now, Trump is saying that if he had known, he would not have left the White House at that time. How will he not leave? You understand? If he doesn't, they'll take him out. Now, you understand?
These are the things that is, looking at Africa. But let's quickly do it like this because of our time. Let's come back home now. Let's look at Africa. You mentioned the college votes now. Will that not be another thing that's happened? Because look at Hillary Clinton. She almost get it. But in less than almost to the end of the voting, the table turned. And now Trump take it. Are we not going to have the same scenario at this time around? Because this college vote. We don't know who are these people. They say they are just about 200 people determine the picture of America. Who are these people? Why are they being the one that they were the one dictating what happened in the election?
No, it's not 200 people dictating the electoral college. I think let's put it into proper perspective. You know, I mean, most of these states are giving electoral college votes based on their population. California is 54 electoral, but that's a lot. You understand? Because it's big and it's populated. Nevada is just 6. You know, so we'll go into that later if we have time. Now, the bottom line is that in the case of Hillary, the Democratic Party was not very united at that time. So she too was overconfident because of what we call the Democratic firewall. That's Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Okay. Now, those 3 states cumulatively, she lost by 80,000 votes, which is very negligible when you look at the overall percentage, because she won the popular vote. Now, in 2016, when Hillary lost, the Democratic Party was not united. The Bernie Sanders people were not happy with her, you understand? So she was on her own. Joe Biden's people in the middle were also not very happy because Biden as VP to Obama would logically have been expected to carry on, but he didn't come out at all because he felt that Hillary had more control over the party and all that. But the rest is history. Now, in 2020, as you know, Biden was more of a centrist, you know, the Bernie Sanders and so many people worked for Biden, you know, but you still didn't have a good pool of young Americans that worked with Biden. Now, the difference this time around is that the Democratic Party is extremely united, extremely united. There's almost no dissenting voice. That's one. 2, you will see a lot of Republican women and men speak out publicly, you know, saying they're not going to support this and that. So whatever happened to Hillary at that time. Now, to the Electoral College, what happens is that people vote. So if you win a state, say you win Michigan now, Michigan has got 15 Electoral College. So when you win Michigan, is that 50 electoral college that needs to be certified? In Michigan, Pennsylvania, is the Secretary of State that certifies it. Now, like in 2016, when some of these people were Republican, this time around they're Democrat. In 2020 and today, the Secretary of State for Michigan, Secretary of State for Pennsylvania, and even their governor, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, is a Democrat. The governor of North Carolina and all that. So you can see that things don't particularly look good for the Republican, even if it's not, I'm not saying those people will influence it. I'm just saying that you've seen in Georgia, for example, those that control the Electoral College have said they don't want to certify it. And they went to court and the court said, never, it's not going to happen. You don't throw votes away. You understand? You know, so the checks are made. It's not 200 people. Those things are just mere formalities. So if you win Michigan now, if you win Michigan by 1 million votes to 900,000 votes, maybe you win by 100,000. That's just figures. That means it gives you the 15th electoral college vote of Michigan. Now, so that vote will now be certified by the Secretary of State of Michigan, and it will go on onward transfer to the House of Representatives, which will have the VP administer, the VP of America, who is now Kamala Harris, will sit to administer that, which was what Mike Pence was doing the other time when they attacked them, you know. So what they're just going to do is bring a document and say, okay, they do it state by state. This is Arizona 11 electoral college votes. We have brought it to you today. It's been certified. They just tender it. And yes, there's room for people to object to it, but it's just mere formality. So it's not.
So we already see now that what happened to Hillary Clinton is not going to happen in this current one.
I honestly don't think so. I don't want to be overconfident. I don't want to make predictions, but I do think that the scenario in the Democratic Party now is better. They are stronger. And I mean, I'll give you an example. As of Saturday, the ground workers for Democratic Party, they knocked on almost $1 million. This is unprecedented move. They had to move people from California to Arizona to knock doors. You know, I received calls and all that. So I think they are better organized, and I'll be surprised if Kamala doesn't win. Honestly, I'll be surprised. I know it's going to be close. You know, I'm like I said, we have 7 states that are bone of contention: Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. All based on these 7 states, Kamala needs just 3. If she wins the Democratic firewall, that's Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, she's Madam President, and that's a fact. Now, in Pennsylvania now, she has a fantastic edge. if Trump lose in Pennsylvania, which I think he will, then his presidency, his chance of being president is narrow. Kamala has about 4 or 5 parts, I think about 5 parts. Trump has maybe 1 or 2. If, for example, if we heard at the end of today that Trump has lost Pennsylvania and North Carolina, is done. There's no way out for him. The moment he loses Pennsylvania, his chances of being president becomes 20%. You understand? So now, what the Democrats did, let me just chip in this before we go to the next question, because I know we're short of time. What the Democrats did in Pennsylvania, which is the most strategic state, they needed what you call, in one of their firewalls, they needed a buffer. So the buffer in this instance is they wanted a type of lead that going into election day, they'll be secured. Okay, so they wanted to have at least a 400,000 cushion lead. So in the early voters, ballot voting and all the voting that's transpired before now, Democrats are leading based on comparison, Democrat, Republican vote and independent. Democrats have about, let me say, about 400,000 lead already, which was what they wanted, 390 something thousand, which gives them a safe cushion. However, when you look at independent voters, 70% of which are usually Democrats. So technically speaking, the Democrats have about a 490,000 lead in Pennsylvania already, and they wanted to have 400. 400 would be their safe, okay, worst case scenario, they will never get to it. So if this permutation is right, that means Pennsylvania is gone for Trump. Now, also, look at people coming out now. In Pennsylvania, you have all those very populated, those urban areas. People are out already. So I do think Pennsylvania will likely go. However, states like Michigan, I think might go Kamala. Sorry, Pennsylvania will go Kamala. That's what I said, not Trump. I think she will also win Michigan 15 points because of what we've seen so far. Wisconsin, we're not too sure. The margin in Wisconsin is always very narrow. So, but if she doesn't get Wisconsin, if she gets either a Georgia, an Arizona, or any other state, she's home and dry. You understand? So those are the parts she had. But if Mr. Trump loses Pennsylvania, he's toast. And North Carolina now is really in play. You can see that Trump went to North Carolina like 3 times in the last 24 hours because they know there's fire on the mountain. The chairman of the Democratic Party, a very young girl, that guy is not even up to 30. Can you just imagine a 20-something-year-old being a state chairman of a party? In Nigeria, a 60-year-old is youth leader, that kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting. It's not particularly predictable, but the onus is on the turnout. The Trump people in all these states, they registered more Republicans than Democrats, which is very unusual. So it's a turnout. They are equally, eager to vote, and it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very good 20. The next 20 hours will.
Let's make it this way. Let's bring it back to Africa now. What does this election mean to Africa?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, nothing, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, for immigrants, people that want to migrate, maybe yes. But when you say Africa, are you talking of Africa's relevance in the world, economic and all that?
Africa as a continent. Africa as a continent, what does it mean for Africa?
Okay, good. Now, Africa is already a playground for all the mighty powers of the world. The Russians are all over Africa. You can see they're in Burkina Faso, they're in Mali, they're in Niger. The Chinese are everywhere. The West, the power of the West have been reduced to a very good extent. France, Africa, as you know, the Francophone influence in Africa has really lost balance, has lost a lot of traction. So what it does mean is that, well, the Americans will want to, will they want to reestablish a proper relationship with Africa? Trump called Nigeria shithole, from Africa called shithole. Yeah, so that means that. But also, that because of the evangelicals that supported Trump, I know that there were times that Trump made statements in the past about Christians that were being killed in Cameroon and Nigeria. And I've met people, very responsible people here and even African that feel that if Trump had gotten a second term, you understand, the people of Biafra and Ambazonia will probably have, Ambazonia, that's English-speaking Cameroonian people, they'll have a more kind of place, that there'll be support for them. Because evangelicals were really pushing for them that they are being killed by Muslims and all that. So there are a lot of dynamics. There are a lot of dynamics. That's from the Nigerian perspective. As you know, the government of the day is pro-America. That's the Tinubu government. They are pro-America. You know, so for us, it's nothing changes. Now, as the West giving Africa the kind of respect it deserves, no. But things are changing. But the onus really is on Africa. If you come to America now, you discover that the Haitians, the Colombians, the Jews, the Irish, they are more organized than us. We have social-cultural group, a lot of parties, a lot of dress, a lot of chop-chop, a lot of drinking, but there is no major agenda.
A lot of who are there.
A lot of who are there. But there is no major intrinsic intentionality to manage American foreign policy towards Africa. Haiti is in war. The country is almost a banana republic. But the Haitians, I can tell you categorically, they are more organized than the Nigerians. You know, Nigeria, large, big, all that. My friend told me recently, my Botswana friend always said, Nigeria is the most populous black nation, the largest concentration of black. What does it portend to? Look at our economy. You understand? We are losing traction. We are not relevant. Nigeria of ECOMOG. Nigeria, the Abacha will call what do you call it? The junta in Sierra Leone and say, I'm bringing Tejan Kaba tomorrow to swear him in. Lungi Airport, everybody runs because Abacha is coming. Nigeria, that Sao Tome, there was a coup. President Obasanjo went there and reinstated you understand? We're no more that Nigeria. We're no more the Nigeria that helped Mozambique, Angola, Rhodesia, South Africa, I forgot the names, South Africa to get, look at the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa. It is most abysmal. And I think we're not managing it properly. You understand? You know, so it's, I don't think it's what to expect from America. It's what Nigeria wants to give. You know, you have to make yourself available. You have to show you are relevant. You understand? You have to show strategic importance. Look at India today. India is buying Russian oil. America is sanctioning almost every nation that's buying Russian oil, but they cannot sanction India because India is vital. It's vital statistics. You understand? India is a superpower in the world. America is using India to checkmate China. You understand? So, and India in the next maybe 10 years now will be top number 3 country economically in the world. It's going to be China, India, and the United States. So what are we doing with our population? We have to, nobody is going to tell Africa, I want to help you. No, they need your resources. They need your oil. They need your tin, your manganese, your columbite, and they will take it if your politicians are ready to compromise. It is not in the interest, let's get this straight. It is not in the interest of China. It's not in the interest of Russia. It's not in the interest of the Europeans. It's not in the interest of the Americans that Africa gets itself together. Because if we get ourselves together the way the Asians did, our resources will not be plundered. But because of the greed and avarice we have in us, we have made ourselves available. You understand that kind of thing? I mean, look at it.
Because of our time, I'm sorry that I'm cutting you short. Because of our time, because we just have about 7 minutes to round up this conversation. Let's quickly look at what is in this for Africa to learn, especially Nigeria. Is there anything in this election that we need to learn?
A lot. We don't even need to learn from America. You can just learn from, is it Botswana, that they just had election. You know, a party that had been in power for so many years, lost, and the president just handed over, they sworn in the new president, and the rest is history. You understand? In Nigeria, in the past, our elections were free, but never fair. Now they are not free, they are not fair. Now, the mistake we keep making is that whether you play tribal politics or not, you understand, the whole world is watching. If you win an election by coup, by fire, by rigging, by all this, people are watching. You understand? It doesn't matter whether you're a foreign minister or president. When you go out, they will be laughing at you. It's not that man that rigged the election to win. They know. So you that they know came in through very shady means, you understand? They will throw crumbs at you. You too, you grab it because you want some semblance of legitimacy. So if there's anything to be learned, first thing first, our election has to be free and fair. We have to build institutions. Part of the institution we have to build at the Nigerian police is in its worst state now. Look at our judiciary. It's a laughing stock. You are laughing at it. I'm laughing at it. So nothing really works. Now, you know, I have my own channel. That's atlantadiscuss.com. I've spoken to like Professor Tommy, Professor Ndekalo. They are always my guests, all these people. And we all agree that it is failure of leadership. It's not trying. It's a failure of leadership. Our leaders are not committed. You understand? If you live in America, you know you don't need $1 million to get by. You understand? People that earn 30, 40,000 per annum, they eat, they pay their mortgage. You understand? You are making more money than them, but at the time they get by, they shop, they do. Everybody picks their. You need to be extremely lazy not to get by. So if there's anything to be learned, it's from our leaders. Now we also do have a followership problem. The office of the citizen is dead. Look at this election. Everybody talking. Look at it. Did you see anybody break bottle in any campaign? Did you see any toggery? No. You understand? So the office of citizens will have to wake up. You know.
But let me quickly bring something in there, because people are saying that democracy is no longer working. Look at what happened in America during the when Obama lose election. Look at how they attacked the House of Assembly and all that. People are still saying that democracy is not best way of government, especially the one practicing in Nigeria. It needs to be redefined. What is your take on that?
No, it's I think democracy is still the best form of government, and definition still remains government of the people, by the people, for the people. Now, what he says is, put a goat here, goat almost an armless animal, good disabled, you know, aswan and all that. Put a snake here, a poisonous snake. Put a cow, snake we know is dangerous. Put a python, put a cow, you know. Those are your options. Pick the one you want. That's what democracy is. Now, if they all pick, if it's the snake that wins, you understand, let the snake rule. If the snake becomes a bad leader, depending on the constitution of that country, vote him out. At the end of the day, that's democracy. Let the people elect their leader. What we are in America, all those people that attacked the Capitol Hill, about 70% of them are in prison. You understand? I'm telling you, there are some they just even found just a week ago, you know, to show you that the law does not forget. If the people are getting punished, that's why I'm telling you that after all said and done, when a new president comes in and it's not maybe a Trump, there won't be trouble, because a lot of those that did the last trouble, they're in prison. Then I'm telling you. So those are the facts. So we don't punish. We don't punish at all. We don't punish.
The state is dealing with them.
The state is dealing with it. We don't punish. People have stolen money. Yesterday, I was reading that the Delta State governor, blah, 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 blah. The next thing they're going to release that guy, one. Or worst case, you join APC. Nobody, you don't, even the FCC guy, everybody's just for the
and that is another thing I want us to talk about. This issue of moving from one party to the other. You are PDP today, tomorrow you are APC. Where this idea is coming from? Are we really practicing democracy in Nigeria?
No, we're ideologically dead. That's what it means. You know, the major lacuna and aberration in our politics is that when you have the lowest ebb of your society ruling you, you know you are finished. Look at our traditional institution. Even people that leave diaspora to come and be Oba in Nigeria, not all of them, majority of them they either have criminal record, or you understand, you know, you look at our political leader, they all have one snag, one maybe gone to prison. You understand? So look at our judiciary, the people making noise. You know, the minister is drunk. Everybody knows he's a drunkard and he's speaking drunk on TV. No reprehensible action, no punishment. Look, my brother, Nigeria is
what is your advice? What do we need to do? We have identified the problem. Let's be part of the solution. What do we need to do now to find solution to this problem?
The office of the citizen has to be activated. Everybody, you know, I'm writing a book now. It's titled "We Are All Guilty." You understand? Me, you, everybody else, we're all guilty. You know, that's the title of the book. I'm working on it now. We're all guilty. So I think the first thing that we should all accept that we have all erred. You know, a religious leader, major corporate, they are even the one messing us up the most. Traditional institution, very, very corrupt. You understand? Nobody is saying the truth. When I was younger, I could point to at least 10 people in the society that right now they'll be talking, you know, openly. Nobody is doing it. Nobody. You understand?
Like Nicola Pokuti.
Fantastic example. So we all have to first say, okay, we have all erred, we are wrong, we are set fault. Then we now start recalibrating ourselves. You understand? Until we activate the office of the citizen. You know, look at what some lawyers did with those children that were released today. Fantastic. You know, that's activating the office of the citizen. You understand? Why take 10,000 naira? You know, to vote for somebody and suffer for the rest of your life. Yes, I remember when I was young, I used to play a lot. And one of my lecturers told me that don't enjoy for 4 years and suffer for the rest of it. I'll never forget. Yeah, America is enjoying today because those that lived 200, 300 years ago gave their own today. Their own today was 300 years ago. For some people's tomorrow, sacrificial. Nobody sacrificed in the past. Nobody is sacrificing in the present.
And nobody is ready to start trying the future.
You know, exactly. So we're dead on arrival. You understand? You know, so that's why you see majority of Nigerians that go abroad, they do well. You understand? They do well because their environment is toxic. You know, and we worship the wrong God. We bask in the wrong euphoria. We bask in artificial euphoria. We are battered almost beyond repair. It's a very dangerous situation. I pray something will give eventually. I hope it's not violent. I hope it's not terrible. I hope our leaders can recalibrate and say, our leaders don't have pity on the people. They don't have the slightest iota of mercy. They're just looting. And the country is broke. I don't know if you know. Country is broke. The president too said it on this. And it's broke. So yeah, the economy is going to get worse, you know. So I hope
Mr. Adeolu Balogun, I really appreciate you coming out to be part of this conversation. I'm so excited about it because it's election day. America decide who will be the next president. And that is what is getting momentum on our space. And I'm so excited. But before I let you out of my way, I'm still bringing you back and telling about your book, We Are All Guilty. We're going to engage on that. And because you are also a journalist and also you present a program, I can see the sign right here that when two people that know how to talk meet, it's not easy. And that's what I'm telling my producer, you can't give me 1 hour for this program. Remember, the person I'm engaging is also a journalist. So, but rather than that, let's believe that we get it right in Africa. Africa is our business. And we know that it's time for Africa to wake up to the reality of the time. Africa, you cannot afford to keep on losing your opportunity. You cannot be a dropping grant. You have something better than that to offer the world. Let's wake up to the reality of time. Let's wear Africa, eat Africa, speak Africa. Let's build Africa economy. Mr. Adeolu Balogun, before I let you go, I just want you to tell us a bit about your radio station, where it's based, and how we can get in touch with you.
Oh, no, I don't have a radio station. I have a TV channel and a newspaper. So the online newspaper is called Atlantic Digest. Just check it, atlanticdigest.com. Yeah. So that's a newspaper. I'm a publisher. Then I have a YouTube channel called Atlanta Discuss Channel. Just punch it in YouTube, Atlanta Discuss Channel. It comes out every Friday. I always bring in guests. We're just true to power. The major prerequisite of my guests is you just have to be brutal. Say the way it is. No old bad. You understand? So now I've been doing all that. I do have a day job, you know. So that's America. You do all those things. You have your day job, you know. So I have my background, my own discipline. I have my own job. I have my own side also. I have my own business. You understand? But I owe mankind, and it's cardinal for me that as an African, I think that, and as a Nigerian, I want a new Nigeria. I want a better Nigeria. I want a united Nigeria. In America, Nigerians are doing well individually. And
exactly what is happening across the globe. That is what is happening everywhere. We are not united. We are not serious to be coming together to achieve things. We don't want to achieve it individually. Okay.
As a matter of fact, if you want to succeed, it's better for you to work on your own and So, but we're not bad people. We're not bad people. We're extremely brilliant people and all that, but we need to reorientate ourselves. There's something fundamentally wrong. And I've said that. I do think, I hope I'm wrong, but my own personal hypothesis on this, that I think we're inherently dishonest, you know, because we just stop saying the truth. Our church leaders are not saying the truth. You know, I always give an example. Pope John Paul II, his real name is Karol Wojtyla. He's from Poland, from a city called Katowice. When he became Pope, Poland, his home country, was under communism. You know, and you know, communism, socialism, all that gibberish. You know, the Catholic Church started pumping money into the unions. The union then was led by a man called Lech Walesa. He's still alive. Those unions, you know, like Nigeria Labour Congress, they were demonstrating no communism. I'm telling you, it was so spontaneous and fast. Communism fell. That shows that religion do not abdicate from politics. They have a role to play. You know, yeah, they didn't have 44,000 parish. This one, 57,000 parish. What are they doing? Well, they need to get involved with the game. Let me tell you, in South America, I'm talking Brazil, Ecuador, Paraguay, Uruguay, Peru, Chile, Honduras, all those places, Mexico, down. There's almost no country in that hemisphere that the Catholic Church did not play a role in their independence. There's almost none. You understand? Look at what Pope John Paul did for Poland. Poland today is a democratic country. You know, like Walesa ended up become that labor union, ended up becoming the president. We need to activate the office of state. The traditional institution has a lot of role to play. Stop telling people cool down with governor, cool down with House of Rep. When those ones are not doing what they're supposed to do because they've given you something. Our religious leaders, that's why I said it does look like we're inherently dishonest. Just look like nobody just wants to say the truth because your tribal brother is there. The innuendo changes. You don't want to say the truth, and
what body to support what you are saying, and even in the Bible says that the righteous, the truth exalts a nation. So there is no way, and that is principle. So if there is no truth, if we are not honest, if we are lying to ourselves, that means our country is going nowhere. And that is what making America to be flourishing today. That's what makes America great, because they will make sure that you are honest, you face the truth, and you say the truth all the time.
If they like you, they will say it. If they don't like you, they will say it. You understand? The cardinal rule is that they don't pretend. You know? The cardinal rule is that our institutions have to be activated. You understand? We need men of genuine intention. I spoke to one lawyer, Jubril Samuel Kutekpa, is my next, a fantastic man. Nigeria needs help. We are battered almost beyond repairs. Let me use my Yoruba word, chin like this. We're playing with fire. Economically, it's really, really. Look at the game NNPC and Dangote are playing with Fulbright. Look at the exchange rate. You understand? Police in Enugu, police called the man to come and play for them. One popular minister, they shot him and killed him there. In 2024, come on. I'll tell you, some of us come to this country, we don't know anybody. I've met people come to America, they don't know. I've met people come to America that said they had $20 in their pocket. They didn't know where they were going. Today, they are doctors. Do you understand? Look at it. In Nigeria, people come from Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast to come and hustle in Nigeria. Plumbers, panel beater. Now, can you imagine in your lifetime that Sefa, Cotonou Sefa, Benenoa, Togo Sefa, we have more value than Naira. So all those bricklayers now, they're like, man, they're going back home.
They run back to their country.
It's not like me now. My dollar has value.
Why nobody take us serious. Look at South Africa. Look at what South Africa is taking us. Because they've seen the failure in our system. They see that we are not serious for anything. They see that we are not focusing. We are not saying all these things to also bring our country down. We are just identifying the problem, and we have the solution. And the solution is for us to get the good leader that is visionary, that is ready to do the right thing at the right time. And time is now. It's in our hands now. Let's do all we can do to bring greatness back into our life, especially Africa. I thank you so much, sir, for coming out. I really appreciate your time for this conversation. Good luck. Let's hope and see what will happen in the next few hours. Let's see if that will be if the dream will come true, because a lot of people are saying it here. Usman said that next US president is Kamala. I'm not too sure, but let's watch out and see. Thank you very much, sir, for coming out to be part of this conversation. I will bring you back, and I will always be part of the great work you are doing out there in the United States of America.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a beautiful, lovely day. God bless you. Bye for now.
God bless you too. Bye.
All right, everyone. This is where we're going to be drawing the curtain. Thank you for everyone joining us. I really appreciate your time on the African Portal Radio. And I celebrate every single one of you. I greet you according to your time zone, and I greet you according to your language. Thank you for coming out to be part of this conversation. I will see you again by the grace of God tomorrow. On Thursday, we have a lot of program coming up. Keep watching the African Portal. Keep sharing the African Portal. Keep talking about it. Wear Africa. Speak Africa. Eat Africa. Let's build Africa economy. Let Africa get it right. I really appreciate every single one of you. And once again, congratulations to Kemi Badenoch. Congratulations to you from the African Portal Radio TV International. I celebrate every one of you, and also to this great man as well, all the way from Colorado. Congratulations to you. Yemi Mobolade, congratulations to you. God bless you. and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Keep watching the African Portal. And this is what is gaining momentum on our space. A lot of people are talking about it. America is in labor now. In 24 hours, we shall know if it is a boy or a girl. Keep watching the African Portal Radio TV International. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Kindly share this program. Let it go viral. The more you share it, the more you give it opportunity to go viral. Keep it up. Thank you. And God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's goodbye from here. My name is Dare Oluson. Bye-bye from me.
Of the African Portal Radio TV.
We love to air your opinion.
The Lion's Voice.
Ibi mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o máa ta o.